Ugh, the engineer is taking forever. We're never going to make it to Nevaeh on time.
You just have to be patient, Tammy. I'm sure he's almost done fixing the train.
But at this rate, we're never going to get to Nevaeh, and the cargo will never get delivered, and then many people will be very, very mad.
How about we call our friend Ava?
Hey, guys! Wait, why do you look so bummed?
Well, some parts of our train got messed up along the way to Nevaeh, and now we have to sit around and wait for it to get fixed, which means that we're running late.
Whoa, slow down. I'm sure things will turn out a lot better than you think they will.
Thanks for the advice, but I'm not sure you can guarantee that.
Look, I can't necessarily guarantee you're going to make it, but the best thing that you can do is put your trust in Jesus who gives us hope. Never giving up on hope is one of the most important things that you can do.
That's a great way to put it, Ava. Thank you so much for all your help. We just have to remember to have hope, Tammy.
I guess you guys are right. Living in doubt all the time won't help anyone. I'll just have to trust in Jesus to get us there on time and hold on to hope.
Hey, looks like the engineer's almost done, so thanks, Ava.
You're welcome, guys.
All aboard!
All right, now, guys, we're going to sing Marvelous Light, so follow Katie for the dance moves, and I want to see you guys running for Jesus. Alrighty, next we have I Saw the Light. So make sure when we get to the chorus, grab a partner and start do-si-doing. I wanted so aimless, life filled with sin. I wouldn't let my dear Savior in. Then Jesus came like a stranger in the night. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more in darkness, no more in night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. Just like a blind man, I wandered along. Worries and fears I claimed for my own. Then, like the blind man, God gave back his sight. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more in darkness, no more in night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I was a fool to wander and stray. Straight is the gate and narrow the way. Now I have traded the wrong for the right. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more in darkness, no more in night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. One more. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more in darkness, no more in night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. Here we go. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more in darkness, no more in night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. Praise the Lord, I saw the light.
Hi, I'm Gideon, and welcome to day 2 of your activities for the week. Today we're going to be doing some silly stretches. For the first silly stretch, we're going to be doing something called a lion lunge. You're going to lunge, and then you're going to roar, and then you're going to come back and do it again. Roar! All right, go ahead and try it. We're going to be doing it for 30 seconds. For the second silly stretch, we're going to be doing starfish toe touches. So you're going to stretch your arms way out to the sides, and then you're going to stretch on down to your toes and come back up. All right, let's do that for 30 seconds. For the third activity, we're going to be doing giraffe jumps. So you're going to stretch your arms way up in the sky and then jump as high as you can. All right, we're doing it for 30 more seconds. right, for the fourth and the last silly stretch of the day, we're doing some wolf walks. You gotta get on all fours and walk in a circle for 30 seconds. Thanks for joining me for the second day of our week of activities. Tomorrow we're going to be doing some exciting exercises. We've done wacky workouts and silly stretches, so on to the next thing.
So today you're going to be making a very colorful cross. Today you're going to need liquid glue, salt, paintbrush, a cup of water, and watercolors. To get started, you're going to draw a cross in your liquid glue, using your liquid glue. As you're going through the process, I'd highly recommend going over the lines once or twice, at least like this, to make them thicker to get the best effect. So as you finish up this last part, now that you're finished with the last part, get a tray. You can make your cross bigger if you want, but now get a tray and get some salt and cover that glue in salt. Make sure that it's really all covered in there. Get a really good coat of salt. Once you're done covering it in salt, get the tray and start to shake it. Make sure that all the glue is covered. I wouldn't recommend putting that much salt though, for some of it. So don't add too much glue, but don't add too much salt, but add a good amount. If you do add too much salt, you can get something like a toothbrush or a paintbrush to break it off. For this part, you can just empty the salt off of your paper. Brush it off and make sure all the extra salt is off. After that, you can get your watercolors and any color you want. This I'm going to use purple. You can get on the edge and just tap your brush on salt and the color will come on. You can do this multiple times. Any color you want. Got it on the side. Don't press too hard, just slightly, and a couple times if you really want the color to stick. And a couple times. As you're painting, make sure to not stroke the salt and glue, just tap it so you don't mess up the tops. So make sure just to have fun with it, dab the colors around, and make a pattern, or make a rainbow, just make something you enjoy.
Paul is taken prisoner and is being taken to Rome, where he was going to face trial before Caesar. At this time, the voyage was dangerous. Paul began to warn them.
Men, I perceive that the voyage will be certainly damaging to our ship and our numbers as humans.
The centurions trusted the captain over Paul's warning, but before very long, there rushed down from the land a violent wind, and the ship was caught in it and could not face the wind. The storm lasted for 3 days, and the crew tried everything they could to stay above the water. Since neither the sun nor the stars appeared for many days, from then on, all hope from being saved was lost. When they had gone a long time without food, then Paul stood up in their midst and said,
Men, you You ought to have followed my advice and not set sail from Crete and incurred this damage and loss. Yet now I urge you to keep up your courage, for there will be no loss of life among you, but only of the ship. For this night an angel of the God to whom I belong and whom I serve will stand before me, saying, Do not be afraid, Paul. You must stand before Caesar. And behold, God has granted you all those who are sailing with you. Therefore, keep up your courage, men, for I believe God that it will turn out exactly as he has said. But we must run aground on a certain island.
On the 14th day, Paul said to them,
Today is the 14th day that you have been constantly watching and going without eating, having taken nothing. Therefore, I encourage you to take some food, for this is your preservation, for none of you will perish.
Paul took bread and gave thanks to God in the presence of all, and he broke it and began to eat. All of them were encouraged, and they themselves also took food. They eventually found land, and the soldiers' plan was to kill the prisoners, so that none of them would swim away and escape. But the centurion, wanting to bring Paul safely through, kept them from their intention, and commanded that those who swim should jump aboard first and get to land, and the rest should follow him, some on planks and others on various things from the ship. And so it happened that they were all brought safely to land.
Hi kids, my name's Faith, and today we will be talking about how Jesus' power gives us hope. Our story begins with the Apostle Paul encouraging others during a storm. In Psalms 31:24 it says, Be strong and courageous, all you who put their hope in the Lord. After the Apostle Paul became a follower of Jesus, he ran into some pretty bad guys, and they ended up throwing him in jail. But after years of being put on trial, death threatened, secret transfers to other prisons, and finally a trip he got to go on to Rome so he could plead his case to Caesar. They sailed across the sea, but in the middle, it became a storm. The sailors battled the fierce storm for at least 3 days, using every trick they knew to secure the ship and survive the hurricane-force winds and waves. Finally, the weary seamen lost all hope of ever being saved. At this low point, Paul shared his hopeful news given by God. God's message of hope conveyed through Paul rang true to the soldiers, the sailors, and the prisoners. God's angel assured Paul that none of them would lose their lives. However, after the shipwreck, the soldiers planned to kill the prisoners so that they wouldn't escape. But the commanding officer wanted to spare Paul, so he didn't let them carry that out. And just as the angel said, not even a prisoner died. In many ways, Paul was powerless in the stormy sea. He didn't have experience as a sailor. Guards held him as a prisoner. And of course, he couldn't stop the crashing waves and the howling winds. But Paul did have Jesus' power on his side, in the same way that you guys at VBS may feel powerless in life sometimes. The world can seem dark and confusing. Bad news crashes over us, fear blows relentlessly, leaving us feeling hopeless. But God's promises to strengthen us with his power, and we can trust that God's promises are true.
All right, everybody, this is going to be This Train is Bound for Glory, and I want to see your choo-choo trains, and I want to see your cutest poses, and Miss Katie will also be doing the dance moves if you need someone to follow. This train is bound for glory, this train is bound for glory, this train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train